So friends, our today's topic is electrical installation testing. For all new installations, we have some basic and mandatory tests that we need to perform before take that installation in service. There are 9 types of tests that are mandatory for all installations. Number 1 is continuity of earthing conductor or CPC. CPC stands for circuit protective conductor. This test is performed to make sure the earthing conductor on all points. This test is performed to ensure that our earthing conductor is available on all points of our installations. Number 2 is continuity of ring final circuit. Continuity of ring final circuit test is nothing but to ensure the continuity of our ring final circuit conductor. Number 3 is IR test. IR means insulation resistance. Insulation resistance test is performed to check our conductor insulation resistance values, because during the installation there is a chance to damage our conductor's insulation that can lead the accident. For that, on all new installations we need to perform insulation resistance test before taking that installation in service. Number 4 is polarity test. Polarity test is performed to check the arrangement of line and neutral conductors. Our R switches should be on line conductor, not on the neutral conductor. So to make sure that, we need to do polarity test, because when we off the switch, so that time there should be no power on our load side. To ensure that, we need to make sure that our switches are on line conductor, not on neutral conductor. Number 5 is earth electrode test. Earth electrode test is only performed on TT system. TT system means when we arrange our earthing system by own self, that system is called TT system. For that system, we need to check the resistance of earth electrode to make sure that the resistance is within the limit to operate our protective devices. Number 6 is impedance of the system. Impedance of internal impedance and external impedance. As we know, our all protective devices are dependent on the impedance of the circuit. So if the impedance of the circuit is within the limits, that time our protective devices operation will be good. Otherwise, our protective devices will misbehave and we cannot get the desired result from our protective devices. Number 7 is phase sequence. Phase sequence test is performed only for three-phase supply system to ensure our all three phases are in the sequence on R, Y and B, red, yellow, blue. Because our three-phase equipments because our three-phase equipment operation is dependent on the phase sequence. For that, we need to ensure the phase sequence of our supply before starting the equipments. Number 8 is RCD testing. RCD stands for residual current device. Residual current devices are used in the circuit to protect against electric shock. So before starting the system, we need to make sure that our residual current devices are working as per the system requirements. For that, we need to check the milliamps and millisecond reading of our RCDs. Number 9 is functional testing. We perform functional testing when we get the results of our all these tests within the limits. That time we on and off our equipments and check the function of our switches, sockets, etc. Although these equipments are already passed by the manufacturing, but they can be damaged during the installations. For that, we need to make sure that our switching devices and socket outlets are working correctly. So in these tests, these three tests must be done in the dead. These are also known as dead tests because these tests can be performed before on our power supply in the system. Also, polarity test can be included in these. Polarity test actually can be performed on live and dead both. Live and dead both conditions we can do our polarity test. And the remaining 5 tests are performed in the live situation. When we power on the supply, after that we can perform these tests. In our further videos, we will discuss details on all these tests.